also known as feral hogs or wild pigs, are among the most dangerous and widespread invasive species in the United States today. Not native to the region, they were brought to North America by Europeans in the 16th century as a food source. Many escaped or were released into the wild and began to reproduce rapidly. As of 2025, more than 40 U.S. states report the presence of wild boars, with an estimated population of 6 to 9 million animals. Wild boars are highly opportunistic omnivores. Their diet includes plants, roots, bulbs, seeds, crops, corn, soybeans, wheat, grass, animals, insects, bird eggs, snakes, small fish, amphibians, and even small livestock like goats or lambs if available. Human food waste, organic garbage, livestock feed, and agricultural leftovers. They have an excellent sense of smell and will root through soil to find underground food sources. Wild boars reproduce at an alarming rate. A mature female can give birth to 4 to 12 piglets per litter and can have 1 to 2 litters per year. Females become fertile as early as 6 to 8 months old. A. Hunting. The most common method, legal in many states, often with no bag limits. Weapons include rifles, bows, handguns, and even helicopters or trained dogs in some regions. B. Traps. Large corralled traps can capture entire groups. However, they require careful monitoring to avoid injuring non-target animals or people. C. Electric fencing. Electric fences, 1-1.5 meters high, are effective but expensive and less feasible for large areas. D. Bait and elimination. Some areas use corn laced with toxins or tranquilizers to either kill or capture boars. These must be strictly managed to avoid affecting other wildlife. E. Public awareness. People are advised not to leave food waste accessible. Avoid unregulated pig farming, and report sightings or signs of wild boars. They can travel 10 to 15 kilometers per day, especially when food is scarce or they are being hunted. Their range expands by approximately 8 to 16 kilometers per year. Large corralled traps can capture entire groups. However, they require careful monitoring to avoid injuring non-target animals or people. The most common method, legal in many states, often with no bag limits. Weapons include rifles, bows, handguns, and even helicopters or trained dogs in some regions.